Republican Senator Mitt Romney is retiring. We've covered that Mitt Romney is one of the few Republicans really willing to just call it like it is when it comes to MAGA. And I know that it's easy to say, well, when you're retiring, it's easy to do it. And to some degree, that's true. But there are lots of Republicans who have retired or been on their way out and have not spoken as freely as Mitt Romney has. Now, I'm not glorifying Mitt Romney. I didn't vote for him in 2012. I preferred Barack Obama. But if the Republican Party were made up of Mitt Romneys, the country and the world would be far better off than we are. Here's Mitt Romney, plain and simple, when asked, will you vote Trump in November? Ultimately, he will probably be the nominee. Mitt Romney essentially saying, if you're a rapist, you're disqualified as far as I'm concerned.
I will not be voting for former President Trump. I must admit that I find sexual assault to be a line I will not cross, and the people I select to be my president. But I also disagree with a number of the character issues that the president has demonstrated.
So there you go. Once you are found civilly liable of sexual assault, which the judge in that case said met the definition of rape, Mitt Romney is not going to vote for you. Now, I know we can go back and look at this and say, okay, fine. So he said that, but binders full of women and his comments about abortion and his comments about so many different things that show that he is not the women's rights advocate that he makes himself out to be. Fine, he's a Republican, and I would have significant disagreements with him on policy. But I would much rather be dealing with a Republican Party that says, hey, you know what? We're starting from at least a more similar view on reality. His view on taxes and mine would be different. His view on public education and mine would be different. His view on healthcare and mine would be different. But we would at least be operating in the real world, as opposed to this farcical fantasy in which MAGA exists. So to the extent that I would rather deal with a Republican Party that is more like Mitt Romney than it is like Donald Trump, we have to recognize that there is a breath of fresh air in just hearing Republicans say what's actually on their minds, as opposed to, well, how is the orange guy going to react if I say this or if I say that? Mitt Romney, uber wealthy and retiring. He has no reason to hold back whatsoever. Most Republicans obviously are not in that position, but we'd be better off if the people we were fighting were Mitt Romney's rather than Donald Trump's. Staying healthy is often about what is a sustainable habit, one that works for you, something you'll stick to. I have a scoop of AG1 in the morning before my infamous cappuccino. Each serving of AG1 just gets me super simply the vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics that I'm looking for. It's just like a foundation for the entire day, and it's super easy. I fill up the shaker with super cold water. I put a scoop of AG1 in, shake, and I'm ready to go. If I'm running short on time, I'll just grab a travel pack, which has an individual serving of AG1 that you can easily mix on the go. So even if I'm away from home, I'm just getting that nutritional foundation. I don't have as much time as I would like to perfectly fine-tune every single meal. I do the best I can, but I don't want to be dealing with 10 different vitamin supplement bottles, and AG1 just solves all of that. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2, plus 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/Pacman. The link is down below.